Yo, what's up, guys? Jumping here, and this is gonna be jelly time. The Crusader X. Yeah, guys, I got the Crusader X. This is a combination weapon, and this was one of the guns that I knew I was gonna get to 10 because I got it really, really high from the weekend challenges. I think I got this gun up to 8, and I got the Eagle up to 9 through the challenges. And the Valiant and the Hurricane, I only got them, I believe, at level 3. So I was extremely unlucky because, in my opinion, the Valiant and the Hurricane are the better two combination weapons. Although the Eagle is not a bad weapon. I mean, let's be honest. I don't think it's the best pistol in the game, but it's not a bad pistol, that's for sure. And this Crusader is also not a bad weapon. It just takes a lot to get used to. I gotta be honest, like, if you try to play this gun, it can be kind of annoying. The main reason for that is because you will tend to miss a lot of shots. You have to really get used to actually aiming this thing and understanding like the way that you're supposed to. Otherwise, it can really be a nightmare. Like that's for sure. And I remember like when I was playing with this gun. This is from several days ago. I actually recorded this, but I wanted to do the whole platinum. The old adepts playing platinum or whatever video first. But yeah, guys, this gun, I remember when I was playing with it, I was cussing at the screen several times. Not in this particular gameplay, because this was the gameplay where I finally kind of got used to it for the most part. Although there was probably a couple moments of me saying, oh man, I fucking hate this gun. And it's not because I truly hate the gun, because I don't hate the gun. It's just that at times, yeah, I'll hate the gun. I think everybody will hate this gun. The reason why is because you'll aim directly at them, and you're like, how the fuck did I miss? It's a shotgun. Urgh! That's really the problem, is that it's a shotgun, yes, but it doesn't function like a shotgun. Like, it really doesn't. For one, shotguns are meant to really have spread and be somewhat easy to aim, although they're supposed to be able to, like, actually have good accuracy because of their spread. And a lot of people in video games, they get this notion that shotguns are, I don't really understand. Like, they get this notion that they base the whole idea of real-life shotguns off of video game shotguns, which is something you should never do because real-life shotguns are extremely accurate. You can shoot people from, like, at least 100 yards away and kill them. Like, it's still like a kill shot from pretty far away. People go bird hunting with real-life shotguns. So it's pretty obvious that that's the reason why they do it. It's for the spread. It's easier to hit birds with it. But birds are up in the fucking sky. So they have good accuracy, believe me, in real life. But people get this notion that all real-life shotguns have a kill range of like 4 or 5 feet or some nonsense like that. That is not the case. But this gun, for being a video game gun, it's too accurate. I gotta be honest. It's way too accurate for a shotgun. It's basically a sniper rifle. Think of it like a sniper rifle. Even worse, even the damage is somewhat calculated more like a sniper than it is a shotgun. Because almost every shotgun in this game, I think maybe the Venom is not calculated like this, but the Crusader and the Venom, I think, are the only two that are not calculated like this. Maybe the Rear Carbine as well. But most of the shotguns are, the damage it does is based over damage per pellet. Almost like damage per shot, but it's per pellet. And each shotgun shoots a X amount of pellets. So, for example, the Claymore, it shoots a ton of pellets. I couldn't even tell you how much it actually shoots, but it shoots a lot of pellets. And the thing about the Claymore is that I know that when you actually take the damage per pellet and you calculate how many pellets it actually shoots and you add it all up, it turns out to be like 1600 at level 10. And that's an insane amount of damage as long as you hit. Of course, with the Claymore, you could potentially miss every pellet. That is something that could potentially happen. So you have to keep that in mind. But if you do hit with all the pellets, it adds up to about 1600 damage, and that's without any of the buffs. Of course, you can get the Shotgun Rail Lamp 3 buff, the passive buffs, Tactical Cloak buff, whatever the buff might be. And you add that all up, and you're talking about some serious, serious damage. With this gun, I can't tell you, I haven't looked at the damage stat. I should have probably looked at it before I actually did this video. But I remember the last time I seen the damage stat on this was maybe about 700 at level 10, maybe a little bit higher, because I know they've been buffing this gun. They have at least buffed it maybe 2 or 3 times, and that's good because this gun somewhat needs a buff, because it's a flat damage, like 700 damage. Let's just say that's what it is. I might be wrong. You guys can correct me, comment, go ahead. But let's say it's 700 damage or 750 damage at level 10. That's a flat damage. As long as you hit them, you'll do that damage. And that's at any range. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But there you go. Like, there is a big difference. Like, if the Claymore, which is a gold gun, can do 1600 damage, and this gun only does 700 or 800 damage, and it's ultra rare, you know, obviously that's a little disappointing. But one great thing about this gun that it's kind of overlooked is that it has 4 bullets in the clip, and it shoots actually really quick. So that's something to keep in mind. And I also believe this gun actually has built-in piercing to a degree. Although I would recommend putting on like piercing modifiers of some sort. I have warp rounds on, but believe me, I think the high velocity barrel, and I also have the piercing standard mod just to do as much piercing as possible. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, that's for sure. This gun can shred, though, that's for sure. You can really shred some face, especially on gold, probably on platinum as well. And to be quite honest, this is a gun that I would imagine would be actually really good for platinum. Maybe even better than it is for gold. The reason why is because this gun is so hard to aim. Like, when you're talking about dealing with the little minions and the little tiny enemies and the infantry units, you can go crazy at times. You're aiming at them and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I got him. That's exactly is like my reaction when I'm trying to use this gun. You're like, oh my god, fail, 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 fail. Ah! It can be very annoying. So big and bulky enemies are normally your best thing. That's why I chose to fight against Reapers for this. Because they're definitely the easiest to hit. They're big and they're bulky. And the only ones that are kind of hard would be like Marauders and Husks, can be a little bit difficult at times. So that was my choice for the video. But, like I said, for like maybe something a little bit like Platinum, where you have to fight more bosses and all that. And all the bosses in the game are pretty big and they're bulky. This thing can shred. Because believe me, like, you can really do some serious damage quickly to bosses. Like, you'll see it in this video. I can take down brutes in like 3 shots. Some nonsense like that. That's crazy, man. 3 shots to a brute? Or 4 shots at least? I mean, I don't know. It's pretty good. But that's really the Crusader in a nutshell, to be quite honest. It can be very challenging to use. And the thing is this, is that, believe me, if you are going to ever try to use this gun, be prepared to actually need to play with this gun at least for several games. Because you have to get used to it. You just have to get used to it. You cannot play with this gun, let's say you play with this gun all day one day, and then by the, you know, after so many games, you are the master of this gun, and you destroy everything. That's great. But guess what, guys? If you go try to play with the Wraith or the Claymore, and then you don't play with this gun for a while, when you come back to it, you have another whole getting used to. You have to get used to it again, and it's a definite problem. I honestly kind of hate that aspect of the gun, because most of the guns in this game I can kind of pick up, even if I don't play with them for a long time. Like, I can go back to the Venom shotgun and I'll be fine. Although that's another gun that can take a little bit getting used to. I still think this gun is probably harder than that gun, to be quite honest. But believe me, overall, this is a very solid weapon. It is good, like I said. You could maybe potentially use it for a boss killing weapon, but there is a problem. One of the other big time negative issues with the gun is its weight. It weighs a ton. And that can really deter you from using it. That's for sure. Now, on an infiltrator class, which is what I would probably recommend, to be quite honest, the Geth infiltrator is actually really good with it. But then again, the Geth infiltrator makes dog shit really good. It really does. So it's really hard to base like how good something is off of the Geth infiltrator. But for the most part, I do believe that it is a pretty solid gun on him. I know for a fact it's also pretty good on the old human infiltrator with cryoblast. I know a lot of you guys are also going to say, why didn't I use the AIU? would it be good on the AIU? Alright, well, the main reason why I didn't use the AIU, and I'm not saying this would be bad, this is actually probably be pretty good on the AIU, so that's something you guys should maybe want to try, maybe even over the Geth Infiltrator. But my reasoning for not using that is because I'm sick of that. I'm just sick of the AIU. I don't want to use it, like, ever again. I don't like it. I don't like the Asari. I don't like the, I almost said Asari infiltration unit. That would be a epic fail, but I don't like the Alliance infiltration unit. I actually, I never really did all that much, because when I first played with it, yeah, it's amazing. It's like, oh, this thing is fucking awesome, and, you know, people can have infinite metagels. See, a lot of people viewed it like that, like, oh man, this is broken, this is too overpowered, infinite metagels for bad players. Like, what are you smoking? Like, have you ever played with randoms before? Like, if you're playing with somebody who just constantly dies and you don't want to go out your way to pick them up, then it's kind of a good thing if they have a power that will just get them up. Because then I don't have to waste my time going to pick them up all the time. See what I'm saying? So that's the way I viewed it. And I guess a lot of people wouldn't agree with that. They would say, oh, it's too overpowered for the game. Which is whatever. That's their opinion. But anyway, the thing I don't like about the Alliance Infiltration Unit is, I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't feel like, although she gets 100% more damage to shotguns, I feel like I get more damage from the Geth Infiltrator. I really do. And I probably actually might, only because of the debuff and everything when you add it up. I mean, he does get, you gotta realize this, like, the Geth Infiltrator gets the, I think, what is it, 17.5% damage? So if anything, he's only actually off from maybe 2.5 damage total for the shotgun. But then again, with the debuff, you're talking about some serious stuff. But then Snap Freeze is also debuff. Snap Freeze debuffs enemies by 10% and it weakens armor, which is another really great thing about the Alliance Infiltration Unit. I just don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it. I liked it at first, but then after playing with it several times, it's like when I play a Shotgun Infiltrator, I really do feel a lot more comfortable using a Solarian or this Geth. I love the Proxy Mine for the debuff and the stun. I'm used to using that. And I really love Energy Drain for the stun. And the Solarian, well, he gets Proxy Mine as well. So anything with armor or anything that you probably won't be able to kill, like a minion, use the Proxy Mine on. So that's my personal choice for Shotgun Infiltrators. I'm not saying don't use the Alliance Infiltration Unit. I'm just saying I don't really like using it all that much. So, anyway. But yeah, this gun would be good on her. Believe me, it would be. And this gun is really good on, I would imagine, most of the Infiltrators. Maybe even the Solarian. That's something else you could try. Let's see. It could also potentially be good on something with Marksman, although the accuracy is so ridiculous on this gun, it probably would get worse with Marksman. But with the reloading clip, also this gun could definitely be good on the Human Soldier, the old school Human Soldier. So there's a lot of different things you could do. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this as well. Anything with stasis, this gun could potentially be good on, and also submission net. Things that can help freeze enemies, because believe me, like I said, at times you might go a little crazy because you want to freeze those enemies or you want to stop them from moving, because otherwise, I mean, it's a bitch. It really is. It can be a bitch. Now, you could always, really, take your time, and for the most part, I try to do that with this gun at times. It's the only gun where I actually try to line up my shot quite a bit, because otherwise, yeah, I might definitely have a big-time issue. I noticed that a couple times where I would, see an enemy, and I would just sit there and just, take my time, 2 or 3 seconds, line up my shot, then take my shot, other than, normally with a shotgun, I'm like, shoot, 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 and I hope for the best. With this gun, I know from playing with it that you can epically fail at times, and look at that. Holy shit. There's a lot of Marauders right there. That was actually pretty epic looking. Anyway, yeah, but this gun, guys, it's good. I should probably get off of that and talk about some other stuff. Alright. I've been thinking a little bit, and to be quite honest, it is becoming somewhat difficult for me to come up with ideas to do. Now, of course, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, what about all the, the all one race thing? Yeah, I'll do that. It's going to happen. It's complicated. We all know this. But in the meantime, while I work on doing those, I also wouldn't mind some ideas. Now, I've been seeing a couple comments here and there talking about, hey, Jumpin', you should do an all my builds version 2 kind of thing since all the updates and everything that has happened. And now it's a good time to do it because they're not going to change the game anymore. So that's great. And there's no more DLCs and there's no more updates, then everything will be locked into place. So that is something that I was really thinking about doing. Like, that seems like a pretty good idea. So let me know if you're interested in seeing something like that. Basically, all my builds, me talking a little bit about it. If you've seen any of my older All My Builds video, it would be just like that, but it would be all the new updated stuff, all the new characters and all that. So let me know if you want to see something like that. Now, another thing I was thinking about is I kind of really want to do Platinum gameplays, but not themed. I'm not a big fan of the themes, I gotta be honest. Not saying that I don't want to do them, I'm just saying that I personally think themes are kind of ridiculous, only because the way I look at this game is that it's a game about all these species across this galaxy working together to fight the ultimate enemy. That's really like what's going on. They have to join together and pull their, put their differences aside and pull their strengths together to defeat this ultimate enemy. I mean, that's badass, right? And you'd be surprised. Sometimes you would imagine, like, certain races wouldn't really work well together, but then it turns out they work extremely well together. So that's the way I look at this game, like, is putting together teams of people that aren't necessarily, like, all Asaris, or all Drells, or all Geth. Like, because, yeah, I mean, I would imagine in every Platinum game, one Geth Juggernaut would be a good idea. Like, that's something that would be pretty decent. But then again, I would imagine that maybe a Krogan Vanguard would be a good idea. Or some type of a Turian Ghost, or something. I mean, I don't know. So that's the way I view, I view this game in a nutshell. Especially if you're going to be doing Platinum, is to put everything that is good together, not necessarily things that are themed. But anyway, so what I was thinking about doing is taking particular people in the game, particular builds, particular characters, and using them on Platinum. Like, that's basically it in a nutshell. So tell me what you think of that, because that is what I've already been kind of doing. Like, that's the reason why I did the Human Adept. That's the reason why I did the Batarian Brawler. And there was another one as well. Oh, the Quarian Male. I did those Platinum gameplays because I wanted to, like, come out and say, hey guys, these are really good builds. Use them on Platinum. They're definitely Platinum worthy. And they're really, really good for Gold and all this other stuff. Try them out. That was the reason why I really came out with those videos, was just to do that. So my question to you is there any particular build or character in the game that you will want to see on Platinum? And please don't troll me, because that's very important. Because if you leave a comment that is just like meant to like be really, really ridiculous, there's no way I'm going to do it. Like that's the first thing. It's a big waste of time. If you say, oh, do the Volus Adept with the Predator X, hell no. Like, hell no. I'm not doing that. And also I would say you might not want to recommend guns for the build, because more than likely I will choose the gun. Even if you recommend it, it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the whole point would be like, I want to see the Asari Infiltrator, or I want to see the Turian Havoc, or I want to see this or that. I mean, I don't know. Just pick something and tell me if you want to see that on Platinum. And if I pick one, I'll pick one that I actually think would be good for Platinum. Because it's really hard for me, like, I don't want to ever put out a gameplay or a commentary of me using something that is totally stupid and not Platinum worthy, using it on Platinum, and then in the gameplay I do really, really well, and I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 and then someone out there's like, well, I'm gonna go and try that now, and then they ruin someone's Platinum game. Like, that's the way at least I view it, is that there's certain people you know, if they try to do something on that they see on YouTube, they might go ruin someone's game. Like, I don't want that to happen. Imagine if that was your platinum game and some jackass came in with some really goofy shit, and then like you blame him at the end. Like, it's like, well, it's his fucking fault. Like, he didn't do anything. Ah, I don't want to be responsible for that. So that's the way I look at it. So that is basically where I'm at right now. You guys can like help me out a little bit. You can also suggest some other stuff maybe. But I just don't want to see 100 comments with fucking themes. I hate that. Like, it gets on my nerves. It's like, oh, do all the Krogans, man, because I've seen that comment at least 500 times. And I'm not bullshitting. Over the course of Mass Effect, I've probably seen a comment saying, oh, you should do an all Krogan squad 500 times at least. So that is something. I don't want to see those like non-stop. They will happen. I just got to get everything fucking going and ready, and you know, it's not easy for me. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you think and all that. I am curious. But anyway, so this is the extraction wave, and this was this actually was a little bit of a complicated game. I can't remember why. I think Snide was on the phone half the game, and maybe like another person, a couple people got grabbed here and there. It wasn't the best game ever, I got to be honest. But this was the only game that I actually had that I did pretty well with this Crusader. And after this game, I was like, alright, well, I got the gameplay. I'm not going to use the gun again. And that's the truth. I probably won't touch this gun ever again, to be quite honest. I won't touch it. But that's me. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use it. I'm just saying, like, I personally don't want to ever use it again. To me, there's better shotguns. I'd rather use the Claymore, and I'd rather even use the Wraith, or, I mean, shit, I would use a katana over this gun, to be quite honest. Like, at times, like, for at least gold. Maybe not platinum, but definitely maybe gold. I would definitely strap on a katana. I don't know. Anyway, guys, yeah. Like this video for me, favorite it, and all that, and you guys have a nice day.